don't copy and paste someone else's strategy. This might sound a little odd, but it's actually really easy to fall into the trap of mimicking someone else's strategy. I remember finding a creator a few months ago whose channel I absolutely loved. So I decided to cover some of the same topics. The thing is, when I lean into my own voice, my own style, and my own experiences, that's when my channel grows, not when I chase someone else's exact formula. Here are 10 things I wish someone told me before I started my YouTube channel, because my goodness, was I overthinking, procrastinating, and just feeling super overwhelmed by everything. Number 1, no one cares. You've probably heard other creators say this, but I want to explain it from my perspective, because this simple truth changed everything for me. Before I uploaded my first video, I was overthinking everything. What will people say about me behind my back? Will my friends and family judge me? What if strangers online leave rude comments? Or what if no one watches my videos and I'm just the biggest loser that started a channel? Here's the reality. No one's paying that much attention yet. You're not going viral overnight, and honestly, everyone's too busy dealing with their own lives to obsess over what you're doing online. That might sound discouraging, but it's actually freeing. It gives you permission to post without pressure, to experiment, to mess up, delete things, tweak your style, and grow without the whole world watching. On the flip side, when I finally started my channel, one of the biggest mistakes I made early on was expecting my friends and family to show up for every video. I thought they would like, comment, subscribe, share it with everyone they knew, and when they didn't, I felt disappointed. And here's the thing, they don't owe you that. It's not personal. They're just not your target audience, and they have their own lives too. And then there are the strangers online. The truth is, most people won't stop scrolling unless your content is valuable to them. People don't click because they know you. They click because the video helps them, entertains them, or teaches them something. Once I shifted my focus away from what people might think of me and toward what I could give to them, that's when things started to change. Number 2, don't box yourself in, at least right away. One of the best things you can do when you're just starting out is to explore. I know everyone online is shouting, pick a niche. But if you haven't even made a handful of videos yet, how are you supposed to know what you enjoy making or what your audience actually wants from you? Don't get me wrong, having a niche is very important for growing your channel and reaching the right audience. But you do need to experiment in the beginning to determine what's working and what's not. When I started, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to talk about, but I gave myself the freedom to test different formats, topics, and styles. Some videos flopped and others surprised me, but I wouldn't have figured that out if I didn't give myself the freedom to experiment. Think of your first 10 to 20 videos as a test. You could always niche down later once you've collected enough data. One thing I will say is to make sure your passion aligns with your audience's needs. Be careful when jumping on trending topics just because they're popular, especially if they don't reflect what you actually want to be known for. If a video on your channel goes viral, the algorithm will push it to more of the same type of viewers, and suddenly you'll feel pressured to keep making content on a topic you never planned to focus on. That's how a lot of creators end up stuck in a niche they don't even enjoy. So explore, but stay intentional. Number 3, create systems early. I waited way too long to do this, and I wish I hadn't. In the beginning, every video felt like starting from scratch. I would brainstorm a video topic, script it entirely, set up my filming gear and record it, edit it, optimize it with keywords, and then publish it. I would then repeat the process again the following week. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. I was constantly scrambling and burning myself out because I had no system in place for staying consistent. I was also working full time, so it made this all even harder. Once I started batching my work, everything changed. I started grouping similar tasks together, like scripting 3 to 4 videos in one sitting, filming them all on the same day, batching my thumbnails for the month, and so on. I also started creating templates for myself to save time down the road, like thumbnail layouts I could reuse, plug and play video descriptions, tag lists, and even script outlines that made the whole process faster and way less stressful. If you're finding this video helpful so far, hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're thinking of starting your own YouTube channel, but you're not sure what type of content to share, I created a super fun quiz that you can use to figure out what your YouTube creator style is. You can check that out in the description box below. Number 4, don't do it all yourself. While we're on the topic of saving time, one of the best decisions I made was outsourcing tasks. For the longest time, I believed I had to do everything myself to keep my content authentic, and for some silly reason, I felt like no one could do a better job than me because it's my work, my brand, and my channel. I was researching, scripting, filming, editing, designing thumbnails, writing descriptions, and promoting the videos all by myself. It was a full-time job on top of my actual full-time job. But here's the truth. Delegating tasks doesn't water down your content. It frees you up to focus on the parts only you can do, like showing up on camera and actually connecting with your audience. The first task I delegated was editing, because it was just taking up way too much of my time. Every video took me at least 5 to 6 hours to edit, and that's being conservative. I was learning everything myself, and I just didn't have the skill for anything more advanced. When I started working with an editor and thumbnail designer, it felt like a weight had been lifted. Start small if you need to. Hire for the thing you hate doing the most, or that eats up most of the time. You can use platforms like Fiverr or Upwork to find people on your budget. Number 5, packaging matters more than you probably think. It doesn't matter how amazing your content is, because if no one clicks, no one's going to watch it. That's why your title and thumbnail are just as important as the video itself. I used to think if I just make a good video, the views will come. But nope, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't work that way. Your title and thumbnail are the content until someone clicks. They're the first impression. And if that impression doesn't spark curiosity or clearly show what your video is about, people will scroll right past it. So before putting any effort into scripting or filming, spend time crafting a clickable title and thumbnail that work well together and would genuinely interest your audience. I used to treat thumbnails like an afterthought. Seriously, I would be finished everything and ready to publish my video and realize that I don't have a thumbnail for it yet. So I would literally throw something together the day of and just use that. Now I plan my thumbnail with my designer before I even script the video. I also now have multiple variations of the thumbnail and title, at least 2 to 3 of each, so that if the video is not performing well within the first 24 to 48 hours, I can make a quick adjustment, like swapping out the thumbnail or title to see if I can increase the click-through rate. Number 6, hook them fast. One of the biggest game changers in my entire content strategy was realizing just how important the first 10 seconds of a video are. If you don't hook your viewers right away, they're gone. Instead of saying, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, which is something I did for many of my videos, you need to actually pull them in with a reason to keep watching. Your hook sets the tone for the rest of the video, and YouTube tracks how many people stick around after clicking. If they're dropping off early, the algorithm takes that as a signal that your video isn't worth pushing out to more people. I used to wing my intros or throw something generic together, but now I put in a lot of effort into them. I lead with either the problem I'm solving, a bold or surprising statement, or a quick story that immediately relates to the topic. And honestly, sometimes I'll write out 2 or 3 variations of the hook before I land on one that feels the best. Number 7, don't buy fancy gear. When I started my channel, I kept everything super simple. I filmed with my phone, a cheap lav mic, a small tripod, and used natural light from my window. That was it. And you know what? That setup worked just fine. My videos still performed because I focused on delivering value to my audience, not looking like a Hollywood production. But then for some reason, I convinced myself that I had to upgrade my gear. So I bought a DSLR because that's what I thought I needed to do. All the successful YouTubers I followed were using professional cameras. The problem was I had no idea how to use it. The settings overwhelmed me so much, even when I tried watching tutorials on how to adjust everything. And the footage looked worse than my phone. On top of that, I was already juggling so many other things like scripting, editing, optimizing, and actually learning how to navigate YouTube. It was just too much. I was so frustrated that I ended up returning the camera. That experience set me back, and I had wasted so much energy trying to fix something that wasn't broken. So here's my advice. Don't let gear be the thing that holds you back. Start with what you have and focus on improving your content and consistency first. Once you're in a comfortable rhythm and your channel is growing, you can consider upgrading your gear slowly. Number 8, don't copy and paste someone else's strategy. This might sound a little odd, but it's actually really easy to fall into the trap of mimicking someone else's strategy, especially when everyone's telling you to research other channels and do what's already working. And don't get me wrong, studying what's working in your niche is a smart move. But here's the thing, just because something works for someone else doesn't mean it'll work for you. It's easy to look at a successful creator and think, if I just copy their video topics, thumbnail styles, and title strategy, I'll get the same results. I've been there, studying their content and trying to reverse engineer their strategy to a T. But copying someone else's exact approach rarely works long term. Your channel is different, your voice is unique, and so is your audience. I remember finding a creator a few months ago whose channel I absolutely loved. We weren't covering the exact same topics, but some of her videos were slightly similar to mine. Her videos were getting 500,000 views. So I decided to cover some of the same topics. But when I uploaded them to my channel, they barely hit 5,000 views. Still great, but definitely below average for my channel at the time. The thing is, when I lean into my own voice, my own style, and my own experiences, that's when my channel grows, not when I chase someone else's exact formula. By all means, study what's working for others, but don't copy it, adapt it. Put your own spin on it, because that's how you're going to stand out. Number 9, don't ignore your analytics. I know, YouTube analytics can feel super overwhelming at first. There are so many numbers, charts, and graphs that it's tempting to just avoid them altogether. And I've gone months without checking mine because honestly, it can feel daunting. I struggle to separate my emotions from the business and just look at the numbers. If I see a video performing poorly, my instinct is to shut my laptop and crawl into a hole. But here's the truth. If you're not checking your analytics regularly, you're basically flying blind. Your data is literally telling you what's working and what's not. You don't have to guess which titles are clickable, which topics your audience loves, or where people are dropping off in your videos. It's all right there waiting for you to use it to your advantage. The key is to remove the emotion and just focus on the data. Clearly, I'm still working on that part, but I've come a long way since I first started. Now, when I notice that certain hooks are keeping people watching longer, I'll save those as templates to reuse later. You don't need to track everything, especially when you're just starting out. But I highly recommend keeping a close eye on these 3 things: your click-through rate, audience retention, and watch time. Because those are the metrics YouTube really cares about, and they're the ones that will help you grow. Number 10, don't rely on AdSense. Instead, use YouTube to build a real business. If you're starting a channel just to make money from AdSense, I hate to break it to you, but that's not a great long-term plan. Yes, YouTube ads can bring in some income, but unless you're getting millions of views consistently, it's probably not going to pay the bills. I learned pretty early on that the creators who were really thriving weren't relying on AdSense alone. They were using YouTube as a tool to grow something bigger. Their videos attracted the right audience, built trust, and then directed people to something deeper: a product, a service, a course, a coaching program, you name it. To be completely honest, when I started my channel in October of 2020, I was only interested in making passive income from ads. And while it has become a nice bonus income stream for my business, it's definitely not something I rely on anymore. Once I understood the bigger picture, I started using my content to grow an audience and an email list. I created digital products and programs based on the problems my audience kept asking me about. So think about your bigger vision. What do you actually want to be known for? What kind of transformation do you help people with? When you approach YouTube with a business mindset from the start, you make smarter decisions, create content that attracts the right people, and open up way more opportunities for income and impact without relying on unpredictable ad revenue. If you want help getting your channel set up the right way, you can check out my free YouTube channel setup training that will help you optimize your channel within 20 minutes. It's linked for you in the description box below. And if you want a step-by-step 30-day launch plan for your channel, you can watch this video next, so I'll see you there.